it's Jess, and we are here to spend a day indoors talking about Survivor 49, Episode 11. Oh boy. I have many thoughts, many opinions, some complaints, and we're gonna get into those. It's been a hot minute since I posted. My bad. I'll get into that later. This show is driving me nuts. So, we're down to the final 6 now. We've lost to Sophi. Yellow Sophi has been voted out. Bon voyage, Sophi Segretti. No more Sophi and Soph. We're just back to Sophi. Which, by the way, in Sophi's exit press, she did say that they wanted to do either Yellow Sophi, Blue Sophi, or by their last names, Segretti and Bellardi. But somebody didn't say who. Somebody was like, no, that's too complicated. That's too hard. The name's too hard. Do Sophi. So they did Sophi and Soph. Who said it? Because we got beef. What the fuck? Sophi and Soph is stupid. Let's make that clear. I personally go Blue Sophi, Yellow Sophi. Last names would have been cool too. That was my personal beef I had to get off. Because I was like, what? When I read that, I was like, hello. But yeah. Yellow Sophi is gone. And yet again, these people have started the episode saying, Savannah gotta go. Whole episode, Savannah gotta go. Savannah gotta go. Savannah, once again, still here. Savannah's still here with Rizzo, still here with Sophi B. Rizzo still has his idol. It's so mind. They have spent the entire merge. Like, we need to get out Savannah, we need to get rid of it, Rizzo's idol, and then get rid of Rizzo. They have accomplished none of that. Because they're just getting circles run around them. It's crazy. Not to say, like, getting out Sophi was a bad move. It wasn't a bad move, because, you know, Sophi's a good competitor. It was like a fine move. Savannah would have been a great move for everybody else. You know who benefits greatly from from Yellow Sophi not being here? I've already shifted into the singular Sophi mindset. I gotta reel it back to Yellow Blue Sophi. Do you know who benefits the most from Yellow Sophi not being here? Savannah and Rizzo. This is great for them. Great for them, because that was one of their biggest comp threats. Next up is gonna get rid of Steven, and they're coasting. Nobody else has won individual immunity. And we're getting to the wire. We're final 6. Finale is around the corner. So they gotta start moving. There's only 2 tribals left, and then they go to fire making. I swear to God. If we start 50 and there's fire making at the end of that damn season, I'm gonna wring Jeff Probst's neck. I'm gonna be pissed. I can't. I hate fire making. Okay. We're not even there yet, but I'm already pissed. I feel the rage in my soul. Okay. Let's bring it back to here. I know that Sophi, Yellow Sophi, kind of got the hit from last episode because she was the one that wanted Jawan out over Sage. Because, you know, it was a whole talk of, should we get Sage, should we get Jawan? Savannah and Rizzo and them were leading Sage. She was like, no, Jawan. So they get Jawan out, you know, to appease her, be like, let her think, you know, she's running something. She made a move. Really backfired, because I personally, when I watched the episode last week, I was like, why the fuck are they getting that Jawan over Sage? And look what happened. Listen, Jawan and Sage are very similar, but Sage is definitely more the revenge seeker. I don't know if Jawan, and Sage has a little more pull with some people. I don't know if Jawan would have had the same pull that Sage would have this episode with getting Sophi. I mean, she also had the, you know, help of Rizzo and Savannah. Doesn't help, but, you know, that helps as well. But man, that really backfired for Yellow Sophi, clearly. Like, and it was pretty made clear, like, this was Sophie's move. This was Yellow Sophi's move. I don't know why they got rid of Jawan over Sage. I watched that and I was like, what's wrong with them? And now look what happened. And now this final 6 is stacked. Pretty stacked. I look at this final 6. I don't know how Christina, Steven, or Sage could possibly win this. Unless a miracle happens and they get out Savannah, Rizzo, and Sophi. And I don't even know how that would happen. I don't even know. It's like Savannah and Rizzo are playing like 5D chess, and Sophi is also playing her own 5D chess. And then Sage and Steven and Christina they're also playing chess, just not that chess. But yeah, this episode, like, jeez, oh my god. Yeah, episode was pretty much Sage hell-bent on revenge. She's like, the whole show, she's been like, we need to get Savannah out. They have a chance this episode on a fucking platter to get Savannah out. And they're like, what if we just get rid of Sophi? And I'm like, yellow Sophi. I'm back to singular Sophis. Color Sophies. Yellow Sophi. What if we get the yellow Sophi out? And I'm like, no. Don't do that. But that's the benefits of, I guess, getting rid of Joanne over Sophi. Over Sage. There's too many S names. Look at this. The 5 of the final 7 have S names. We're starting to whittle them down. I don't know. And now they're like, oh, should we go for Steven now? We gotta get Steven. And I'm like, well, that's Rizzo and Sophi. Yeah, blue Sophi. Jesus. I literally just have to look at the colors on their names. I gotta like zero in on this graphic and be like, names, colors. I deliberately left them colored so I remember blue Sophi, yellow Sophi. So just keep calling them Sophi. I think my problem is because they're spelled differently, I'm like, they're different. But they're said the same. My bad. But yeah, Sage is hellbent on revenge. Christina used her idol on Steven, and now she's like, I used my idol on Steven and I wasted it. And I'm like, yeah, why'd you do that? I would just let him go. If this was like early merge, maybe. Final 7 into final 6, just let him go. Just go. Just put him on the jury. He'll be a friend in the jury, advocate for you. There you go. Now you've used your idol on him. And what'd he get? A block of vote? What the fuck is a block of vote? What's that? I guess. That whole journey was stupid. Honestly, I can't even get into that right now because I'm... But yeah, idol's gone. And guess what? Rizzo still has his idol because he played the fake one for Savannah. He said he was going to play it first to make Christina use hers, but then Christina just used it anyways. So he's like, I'm just going to play this fake idol for funsies. And he still has his real one. So the only hope that, Christina, Steven, Sage have is if Sophi, obviously they don't know that blue Sophi has a knowledge of power, is if blue Sophi snatches the idol from Rizzo and they all vote Rizzo out. Honestly, I think that's a great move for Sophi. For blue Sophi. I guess that makes sense. I think that's the move. I know I'm jumping leagues ahead. That is so the move. I've been hoping. I'm like, come on, just steal. Which is crazy because I love Rizzo. Love Savannah. I love Rizzo. I'm like, come on, Sophi. Come on. I'm like, steal it. Steal the idol. Do it. Steal it. And she doesn't do it. I'm like, okay. Next time. We'll get him next time. But Christina's idol is gone. Rizzo still has his. Sophi has knowledge of powers that nobody knows about. Steven got that fuck-ass block of vote. We'll get into that. And Sage is very upset after this, after last episode Tribal Council. I mean, she's pretty much certain you've handed Savannah the game. We're cooked. We're all screwed. She's pissed at Sophi, at yellow Sophi, and she's like, I can't believe it. You were smiling when he was voted out, and you can't piss off Sage. Sage is the revenge seeker. She is narrowed in. When she's pissed at somebody, she is pissed. She's locked in now on yellow Sophi, and that is really bad for yellow Sophi. Another Sophi is also plotting Sophi B. Sophi Blue Sophi. Because, Rizzo is like, we should get rid of Steven, da-da-da. And then blue Sophi's like, well, actually, we should get out Savannah and Rizzo because nobody can win against them. and she has her knowledge is power. And she's trying to cook things up with Sage, but Sage is now, of all the times to pivot, she is now locked in on Yellow Sophi, which is incredible for Savannah. Because I think I guess Savannah would have gone. But I don't know. If Sage had just gotten, like, not so locked in on Yellow Sophi, I think Savannah's cooked. I guess it's just why they kept Sage over Jawan, because I don't think Jawan would have been as zeroed in, hell-bent on Sophi as Sage is. But I don't know. He could have still been. Because when he was on the jury, she's getting voted out, he's like, yes! Yeah, he's so happy on that damn thing. He's like, come on. Him and Sage are just like, yeah, yes. So maybe he would have been the same, and Sophi would have been cooked regardless. I don't know. Now, we gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about this stupid journey. This journey is so stupid. They usually are. Let's be clear. This one, ridiculous. Here comes the boat. Strenuous journey. Immediately, everybody's like, no thank you. The whole time they're like, we should get us Steven next. We should get us Steven. Da-da-da-da. Let's get Steven out. Everybody's like, they let Steven go take the journey. And they're like, why do we do that? I don't know why you did that. If you want somebody out, don't let them go on the journey. You go on the journey. I get it's a risk, but now guess what? He has an advantage, even though it is just a block of vote. Which, I guess a block of vote is better now that we're getting down to the wire. But, like, come on. There's better ones. Even everybody said no because they heard strenuous, and Sage was like, I'm 50-50 if you unless you want to do it, and he's like, I'll go, and I'm like, you guys are fucking stupid. What? I'm like, okay. He goes, this journey. He literally just has to. They dump him his ass on an island. There's a box there, lock box, in the ocean, a big ass pole with a pot hanging off of it. He's got to do a whole lap around this stupid island. Get numbers along the way. The numbers are in order, by the way. I thought he was going to have to unscramble the order of the letters. Of the numbers, excuse me. Wrong. They're just in order. He has to do the whole lap, get back to the box, put the combo in, pull out the stick. If he's correct, obviously. Then whack the pot, break it, get the advantage inside. If the pot falls with the tide, cow bummer. You don't get shit. And you lose your vote. It's already not interesting to watch somebody just do a lap across the island. Just running. He's just running. It's like cinematic, like, shots. Like, in the air. Steven running across rocks. Steven wading through the water. Steven walking through sand. I'm like, cool, I guess. He's picking numbers up along the way. 1, 8, 4, 3, 2, 5. I'm not even paying attention to the numbers at that point because I'm like, what the fuck is happening? He gets to the beach. Now, back to the beach. Now, when I saw Lockbox, I'm like, oh yeah, they've done challenges with that before. He starts putting in the numbers, and I'm like, wait a goddamn minute. This can't be. No, they wouldn't be that lazy, would they? They were that lazy. Let's go back. It's Survivor 45. The finale. The group has been, the remaining, was it 5 people? 6 people? I think it was 5. Have been tasked with a challenge to get an advantage, to go around. They have to go around the island. There's 3 stacks of stuff. There's like coconuts. There's crabs. There's something else, I don't remember. They gotta count them, and each one is a number. They gotta run around and run back, put those numbers in the lockbox. I remember this challenge very well. I haven't seen all the Survivor seasons. I have seen 45. In fact, 45 was the reason I decided to stop watching the New Era seasons, despite knowing who wins every New Era season, because of this challenge. Because Jake O'Kane completed this challenge by memorizing the numbers for the combinations by associating them with the winners of past seasons. So the winner, it was 18, 43, 25. The 6 numbers. The winner of 18, the winner of 43, the winner of 25. It's burned into my brain. I'm like, great, thanks a lot. I gotta stop watching New Era. So Steven's not putting the numbers. I see in this thing, 18, 43. I see the 2. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Is this the same combination? I went back to the 45 finale and watched Jake put. It was the same numbers. 18, 43, 25. Not only are you using the same box, you couldn't even change the combination. You can put different numbers in there, so it's at least a little different. How did you make it? You just took the box. You're like, Jake's put the. He's not gonna remember the numbers from Jake's season. Just slap the sticker on with the 49 logo, and you're like, put it on the beach. He'll get it. If I were Steven and I clocked that while I was putting numbers in, if I was like, is this the same numbers from 45? And I had to do that whole fucking lap, I would be livid. I'm like, are you kidding me? I could have just put the numbers in that I knew from last time. And you made me run around the whole island. Livid. I'd actually break that box in half. I would throw that shit into the ocean. They would never see that shit again. I'd be pissed. Maybe run a whole lap of an island to get numbers that I already know. Those numbers have burned into my brain since I watched 45. And I was like, are you kidding me? How are you that lazy? You can change some other comps, which we'll get into shortly, but you couldn't change the combination code on the box? That's so crazy. It's just like so lazy. I get it, you want to reuse the box, you want to use the prop. Put a different number code in. Rewire that shit. I don't know what to tell you. What the fuck? So Steven does it. He gets it right in the first shot because it's... so he keeps his vote and he gets a block of vote. Cool. He goes back to the beach. He tells them all that he did it, that he gets an advantage. He doesn't tell them what it is. Like, personally, it's such a debate of like, do you tell the people yes or no that you got something on a journey? Because I feel like even if you tell them no, I lost, I didn't win a prize, I still have my vote but I didn't win shit, or I lost my vote. Excuse me, oh my god, hiccup. I feel like they're just not gonna believe you. I feel like they would still just think, sure, okay, he says he didn't win anything, but he probably still has something, right? So like, it doesn't really matter. I guess it's good that he didn't tell them exactly what it was. But, like, I'm like, what's I guess what even the point? Because I would just assume he had something anyways, and he's just not telling. But he doesn't tell them what it is. He just tells them he got an advantage. I'm like, cool. Open and honest, I guess. I'd lie. But that's just me. Now, Rizzo's cooking. Rizzo's thinking, what's he gonna get? And he's almost there. Slightly off. He thinks it's a steal a vote. It's just a block a vote. Which, I think, yeah, he could have played it today. I think he can still play it today. In this episode. And he could play it at the next, I'm assuming until Final 5. Because they didn't say, like, he could play, I think he could play next episode as well. But I think he could play it in the Final 5 treble as well. I'm not, if he makes it there. And Sophi was like, ooh, maybe I could steal it, whatever it is, with my knowledge of power. Now, Jeff did say, there was an interview after, I think Dalton Ross asked him, and he said, technically, Sophi cannot steal it with knowledge of power because it has to be played before tribal. He has to, like, tell the producers, like, I'm going to use it, I'm going to block, like, Rizzo's vote. So, technically she can't steal that, which is fine because she needs to steal Rizzo's idol. That's my idea that's cooking. Fine. Listen. I don't even know what to say with this. A block of vote is fine. It really depends how you're playing it, who you're trying to get out. I mean, obviously, the move would have been, like, if you're trying to get out Savannah or Rizzo, use the block of vote on the other person. The problem is with Rizzo's idol in play, he could still, like, you gotta take the gamble of, like, if I use idol on myself, and are they gonna, like, well, obviously he knows the block of vote, but, like, scenarios I'm writing here. Scenarios. Like, let's say it's still, he uses this tribal. Final 7. He could block Savannah's vote. Savannah, who already used all her double votes on Jawan, for some reason. Block Savannah's vote. That's 6 people voting. Rizzo would have his vote still. They could all, at least they would just need 3, just 3 to tie, 4 to overwhelm. Rizzo plays his idol. On himself, you're fine because you're getting out Savannah. I guess it depends who you're targeting. They'd probably go Savannah over Rizzo. If though Rizzo, they would have the chance. Rizzo plays on himself and they put on Savannah, great. And they block Savannah's vote, great. If Rizzo plays on Savannah and they were going for Savannah, not great. It's such a, it's a risk. Every time you have an advantage, it's a risk. Some are better than others, but I don't know. The blank vote, it really depends on how they play it. And Rizzo's idol really is a problem. I don't know. It's Kamblooey. I don't know. It can go so many ways. And he didn't play it this episode, so he still has it for Final 6 and maybe Final 5 if he doesn't play it. I don't know how that's gonna go. But he definitely needs to try to use that to get out Savannah or Rizzo. Knowing this damn show, they'll probably put on Sage. Who knows with them. So, whatever. Immunity challenge. Pissing me off again. So, I see the immunity challenge, and I'm like, huh? What is this? It's the immunity block spelling challenge. We've seen it many times. Blocks. Spelling immunity. You gotta stack them up to win. Typically, it's on a platform that tilts. Like so. That you're holding, or you're connected to with a rope, and you're backing up so that the platform doesn't tilt. They're like, how do we make this worse? What if we put it on a little spinner, and you're just slowly turning it? What? Why? This is significant. I think, in my opinion, I mean, I haven't played it. This feels so much less harder. This feels a lot easier. Because you just have to not turn it fast. Versus having to find the fine line of keeping it straight and or not tilting it too. You don't want it too back, too forward. Having to find that perfect balance. This one, just don't rotate it too fast. I saw that and I was like, what the fuck are they doing? I'm like, what? Again, they want to be creative. We want to shake it up. We've been doing the new era for 9 seasons. Wow, woo! We got to mix things up. Okay, but make it better. You could have like improved it. They're like, what if we bring it down? No, you tried. Like, but let's bring it back to the lab. Let's think a little more there. Let's do some tweaks. I'm better ass. We're gonna see that same shit in 50. So look forward to it there. If our 2 returnees, who I cannot name yet, see that and they're gonna be like, seen that before, and then people are gonna be like, the fuck is this? What happened to the tilt? They're gonna be like, well, turn faster. I don't get this making it a spinner. It makes no sense to me. Just fucking keep it the same. At that point, what's the point of making it a rotate? It seems a lot easier. I mean, people did drop theirs, but not nearly as much as the tilty blocks. I would love to know, like, the comparison of, like, how much longer did filming that take versus filming the regular, bog standard tilty one. I feel like it was a lot faster. I don't know. I'm not there. So I was like, we're fucking doomed from the start. And it's for reward as well. It's the merge, so they're getting rewards. It's a whole bunch of spaghetti, some garlic bread, some juice, some tiramisu. I'm like, okay. I don't know if I want spaghetti. They'd be like, spaghetti? Anything else? I would go for the tiramisu, actually. They'll probably be sick. Oh god. Tiramisu could not have been good in that damn heat, actually. Fuck that. No. I would just probably been like, skip, pass. Well, I guess you need to eat. I mean, that shit runs through them anyways, right? People say, like, you eat that shit and they're blowing it up after they eat the rewards. They're like, don't go in the ocean, we just blew it up. Yeah. But they did the challenge, the immunity challenge. It wasn't interesting. I was like, okay, I've already said my piece about the blocks. I the thing is, I actually do like the regular immunity, the tilty one, the immunity block one. So making it spinning, I'm like, you just insulted me and my family. How dare you? What the fuck? But strenuous journey that Steven went on. Steven wins. Very strenuous indeed. They're like, this journey is gonna wear you out. You're gonna be exhausted, no energy to do the immunity block challenge, but now it rotates. Now it spins like this. Very strenuous journey. I'm really glad they let Steven go on that. They didn't want to waste their energy to spin and walk backwards. Slowly. I say this as if I would be like, oh my god, I'd be so good at this. Actually, I have terrible balance and coordination, so I would have flopped. So, don't take my word on challenge advice, because I suck. Well, I still like the other than better, so sue me. So Steven wins. He gets to take 2 people with him to the reward. He takes Christina and he takes Rizzo, who has not eaten. And he did say he also wanted to keep them separate, Rizzo separate from the others as well. Away from, Savannah, Sophi, Sage, the other Sophi. But, they're still conspiring, even when you're not there. And now, this whole pre-tribal segment is just, I want to do this person, I want to do this person. It's a lot of pushing back and forth. Pretty much a toss-up between, do we get Sophi? Do we get Savannah? Sophi, Savannah. That's the big to-do about this whole episode. Sophi, Savannah. Both strong competitors, but obviously, we know who's better. And, Savannah is the better pick. Savannah is the frontrunner of this show. Savannah's the one to beat. Now, obviously, Rizzo was pushing Sophi, yellow Sophi, to Steven and Christina. Christina is like, I don't like Savannah. Why would I want her out over? Why would I want to keep her over Sophi? Steven is more open to it. Yellow Sophi is back at camp pushing Savannah to Sage and blue Sophi. But Sage is like, I don't give a fuck now. Fuck you. And she said it to her face. She said it in confessional. She's like, I want yellow Sophi out. Blue Sophi is like, yeah, I'll see where it goes. Because, blue Sophi don't care. Blue Sophi's like, listen, they gotta go eventually. And I'm getting them. I need them to get out so I can win. Now, Sage is pushing yellow Sophi to Savannah, and blue Sophi once yellow Sophi wanders off. Like, literally immediately. She's like, oh, we need to get her out of here. Which they do, but maybe not before Savannah, in my personal opinion. But I'm not on the cast. What do I know? Rizzo, still pushing Sophi to everybody who will listen. Yellow Sophi. Yellow Sophi is now pushing Savannah to Steven and Christina. She's like, come on. It's like pretty much like the same, kind of a similar argument between both of them. Like, they're both strong competitors. Excuse me. But obviously, Savannah has the hires of the locked-in duo. To her locked-in trio of Rizzo and Blue Sophi. But more so like a locked-in duo. Because Blue Sophi is plotting their demise. And I don't think they're looking at Blue Sophi at all. And Blue Sophi is kind of like, I'm kind of in the middle here. Though, obviously there's more that we don't see because we don't get to see all our conversations. It's just 90 minutes. Only 90 minutes. Thank God we got to see them be chased by chickens. Really important to the show and the plot. I'm just glad they didn't kill the chicken. I was like, I can't watch it again. 2 times is too many for me. But Blue Sophi's like, I'm in the middle here. There's this Rizzo, Savannah, Sage side that wants to get yellow Sophi out. And there seems to be this Christina, Steven, yellow Sophi side that wants to get Savannah out. And I wrote this down. And I'm like, oh. As you can see, I highlight everything. I'm like, oh, that's just their tribal lines. That's just Uli versus Hina with Kelly in the middle again. Bring it back to the beginning. We're back on OG tribal lines. crazy how that works out. They've been merged for a hot minute. They did like 3 different tribe swaps, but we're always falling back to those OG tribal lines. We did tribal council. Sage is, super emotional with Joanne there. She, like, her and Joanne were this. Christina and Savannah are like, yeah, we don't really like each other. Well, Savannah, I think, likes Christina more than Christina likes Savannah. Which you would think that would mean I'm going to vote Savannah out. No. Well, she says, like, everybody knows who I'm voting for, and she doesn't vote for Savannah. I'm like, hey, fair enough. Really made Yellow Sophi comfy. And obviously Rizzo does not play his idol. He knows where the votes are going. Steven does not use his block of vote. Knows where the votes are going. Yellow Sophi is voted out unanimously, 6-1. She's the only vote on Savannah. Bon voyage. Joanne's cheesing it up from the jury. Sage is very happy. Yellow Sophi is like, you got me. And I'm like, yeah. They did. I just... This is really... I feel like... I don't know. I mean, obviously we could tell Rizzo was pushing Yellow Sophi a lot. I don't think we saw... Well, obviously Savannah had to push Yellow Sophi as well because it was her or Yellow Sophi, so she wasn't going to be like, vote me, guys. And then Sage as well did a lot of pushing. I think I don't know if they did this intentionally. Obviously we don't see everything on the show. I do think it was smart for Savannah and Rizzo to keep Sage, even though they did want her out initially, because she is such an emotional player. She just went, she had the logical side is to get out Savannah, but she went pure emotion over that to be like, I need to get out Yellow Sophi for my revenge. And she was kind of able to push that with Rizzo and Savannah. She kind of like helped Rizzo and Savannah, even though she wants them out. She helped them by getting out one of their biggest competition. And she was able to spin it, like, they were spinning, like, oh, it's, it's your revenge. She got Joanne out, even though they also voted for Joanne. But they were like, it's Sophi, because it was Sophie's idea to get him out. See, I don't know if she knows Savannah and Rizzo were like, our option was you. They're not going to tell her that. So, I feel like great work by them, honestly. Because, Sage should have been looking at them. The fact that I just can't believe Rizzo still has that fucking idol. They have had so long to get that idol off of that boy, and he still got it. It's crazy. Why does he still have it? How have y'all let him go this far? They this is what the problem is of having an idol. Is that people get too scared to well, he has an idol. What if he plays it and then somebody else goes up? That's a risk you gotta take because he's how long has he had this idol? Weeks? It's since I think he's got this is the pre-merge one, is it? His pre-merge beware advantage? Do you know how long that's been? This is day 20 something? You gotta take the risk. Otherwise, he's just gonna keep going to the end because you guys are too scared to take the risk to what if he plays his idol? Okay, you're gonna wait till fire making to get him out? No. They should have tried to flush that idol. They should have just put the votes on him, and if you played it, you flushed it. Cool. If you didn't, you got him out. Cool. You gotta take the risk. I get it's a risk, and it could backfire, and then one of your allies goes home, or hell, even you go home. But now look at this. Final 6... You have the entire full trio of Savannah, Rizzo, and Blue Sophi. You've let them get to the point where now they can tie the whole thing. Hell, give them another tribal and they run in the show. They just control the vote. And honestly, even if Steven plays the block of vote on Sage, or God, even somehow Christina, which I don't think he would do, that gives them the majority. Not freaking good. I don't know. This getting Yellow Sophi out was really good for them 3, and not good for Christina, Steven, and Sage. So I I don't know. This is not great. I obviously Yellow Sylvie have been kind of flipping back and forth of aligning with Christina and Steven, aligning with Savannah and Rizzo. Kind of, she was a little more fluid with her gameplay, but I feel like at the end of the day, she knew like we gotta get Savannah and Rizzo out. I mean, they know that as well, but now they keep being like, "This is our chance, this is our chance," and they don't take the chance. I'm like, "Take the chance, do it, please." I'm saying this even though I love Savannah, Rizzo, and Sophie. I don't know. I just like don't even know. Like looking ahead for like I'm assuming because the finale is 3 hours. We're about to roll up to episode 12 soon. I genuinely have no idea how Christina, Steven, or Sage would win this. I guess because that would require them to get out Savannah, Rizzo, and Blue Sophie. I mean, they can, but it's gonna be difficult. I could see them getting out at least one of them. I don't see them getting out at the very least both Savannah and Rizzo. I feel like Savannah and Steven could just keep. I don't know. I mean, Savannah has won a few immunity idols. Immunity challenge. Nicole says, "Oh my god, girl, I'm stumbling." Savannah's won immunity a few times. Steven's won a couple of immunities. The other 4 have not won any. It's still anybody's game in terms of that, depending on what the challenge is. But I don't know. I think this is going to be a real uphill battle for Christina, Steven, and Sage. They can, depending on who they get out. I mean, let's say like worst case, next episodes they get out like Sage next episode, and then Christina goes at the final tribal council, the final vote out tribal council, and then they go to fire making. Optimally, if you're at final 4 with like Blue Sophie, Steven, Savannah, Rizzo, the goal for the other 2 is to win the final immunity challenge, keep the other ones safe, and just put both Savannah and Rizzo in fire making. So you've at least got one of them out, and that's better than none. But ideally, you should have neither of them in that final because you're going to lose to them. They just have been so like dominant and smart this like whole game. I mean, Rizzo literally has had that idol for weeks, and they haven't made a single not like a vote put on him to like get him out. It's crazy. They're like dog walking these people. That's why I really hope, just for like fun, just to jazz it up, I really hope Blue Sophie uses her knowledge of power to steal that idol from Rizzo when they get Rizzo out. Even though I love Rizzo, it would just be so good. It would be so good. Or if they get Savannah out with it, they're like, oh, he could play his idol on Savannah. They're gonna steal the idol. She has the idol herself. They get Savannah out. Like, that's a move. But obviously, she hasn't told anybody about it, so they wouldn't know. They would have to be like, she would have to be like, just trust me. Unless she tells them, which I would not tell anybody, because if it runs back to Savannah and Rizzo, you're cooked. You're cooked. Man, this is just such an interesting. It's like you can clearly see who the front runners are, and it's kind of like, how do you get them out? Where do you go from here? They're just. It's gonna be tough. It is really gonna be tough to get them out. They are both. I mean, they're just like at this point. They're just like, yeah, we're. I'm like, I don't even know how to like. How do you get them out? Literally, how do you get them out? They've proven at this point to be like, you've been trying to get us out 4 weeks since pre-merge, and we are still here. Still locked in. Still a tight duo. Nobody's tried. Or people have thought about it, but nobody's actually done it. Attempted. They always kind of veer. It's so fascinating. It is really so fascinating. I'm like so perplexed. It is so something. Now, looking ahead for next week, next episode, the other 4 need to just do what they can to get Savannah and Rizzo out. Like, they can't let them get much farther than this. I mean, there's not much farther to go. It's to the end. You're almost there. Sophie needs to start making some moves. Sophie needs to use that knowledge of power. I don't even give a fuck if she tells anybody about it. She could tell nobody about it and just take it at Tribal. Just for shits and gigs. Because even then, even if they're still there, you know they don't have the idol anymore for Final 5, you can get one of them out, and you'll have the majority over them, because I'm assuming if they're both still there, you've gotten one of the other ones out. And if Sophi takes the knowledge's power, she's clearly not on their side anymore, so you're going to have the majority, you can get one of them out for sure, guaranteed. And you can put the other one in fire making, if they don't win immunity. Which, what I would do, let's say their goal is to, let's say they want to get out Steven. Fine. Next tribal, even if they do vote out Steven, I would still take that idol from them. Steven goes. You're left with Christina, Savannah, Rizzo, Blue, Sophi, Sage. Savannah and Rizzo know, oh fuck. Sophi just took our idol. That's bad. She's not with us anymore. Christina, Sophi, and Sage are the majority. Even if Savannah or Rizzo win the immunity challenge, that means just one of them is safe, and they don't have the idol anymore, which means go get them. Get them. Let's say Savannah wins. Savannah wins immunity. She's won a few already. That leaves Rizzo fully vulnerable. You guys have the majority. Attack. Get Rizzo out. Now you're at Final 4. It's you 3 versus Savannah. Let's say Sophi wins immunity. Put her in fire making with Christina, Sage, one of them. Don't even care which one. I don't know who's better at fire. Put her in. Take the chance. Try to get her out. Nobody can beat her. I don't even know if they can beat Rizzo. They just need to do something. Like, they gotta make the moves, and they gotta make them fast. They should have made these moves, but they have not done this. They got the one shot on them with Nate, and then they just let them kind of run the decisions for the past few weeks. Oh my god. What a season. This is wild. I just don't even know how they get. I mean, you can, but they have to be really smart about it. And I don't know. I mean, they all voted together this episode, so they could still take a chance and try to get them out, work together, but they're gonna have to trust Blue Sophi, and Sage does not trust Blue Sophi at all. She made that very clear in this episode. She's like, I don't trust Blue Sophi. So I don't know. I don't know if Sage is gonna be willing to work with her to get them out. I mean, maybe now that Yellow Sophi's gone, she can focus back on Savannah and Rizzo. But yeah, Sage needs to put personal concerns aside and just lock in. Because otherwise you're going to lose $1 million. Sage should have this episode. You just handed Savannah $1 million. And I'm like, you kind of did. You kind of have. Unless you people put in the work to stop it. And I've laid out the blueprints. Free of charge for them. You're welcome. What if you will have to be sacrificed? That's fine. I say Steven. Just whatever. That's mean. I like Steven. But one's gotta go. Now. It's even better if one of Savannah or Rizzo doesn't win immunity at Final 5. You have your pick. I mean, the pick is Savannah. Savannah's the correct choice. If you can get Savannah out of 5, fantastic. Throw Rizzo in fire making, you're golden. Unless he wins fire making. Then you're kind of cooked. But that's kind of your fault for not getting him out sooner. You reap what you sow. I don't know what to tell you. So, ideally, get one out at 6, get one out at 5. And the other 4, fight it out at the last immunity and fire making. Will they do that? Who knows? Knowing them, probably not. Steven would probably go home. Or Sage. Knowing them, they're just gonna they're gonna totally fuck this up and let them coast through to the end. That would not shock me in the slightest. I would not be surprised if either Savannah or Rizzo wins. Honestly, that's kind of what I'm expecting. I'm like, it's gotta be one of them at this point, because nobody's getting them out. They are the ones to beat, and they're still sitting here with that damn idol. They're playing in your faces. Rizzo literally playing in your faces by playing a fake immunity idol. Get it together, people. Lock in. It's Final 6. Get a grip. Nah. That is kind of all I have to say. Because I don't know what these people are doing, how they're letting Savannah and Rizzo get this far. I mean, I'm fine with that because I like Savannah and Rizzo, but in the game, they gotta go. They really have to go. So we will see episode 12 if they can finally get one of them out, or if they just do the usual, let them stay. I don't even know. And like, I just don't know how any of these people are winning with them both. Especially if they both make it to the final 3, you guys are cooked. You're screwed. So at least, ideally, both at the very minimum, one. But even then, which one? If you have Savannah there, you're done. If you have Rizzo, maybe. But even then, probably not. Depending on who it is. Like, I don't know. This is a really uphill battle for these people. And I think they're not winning this. But yeah. Those are my thoughts. I'm very curious to see how this plays out. I am the most curious about Sophi and her knowledge of power. I want her to steal that idol so bad. If she doesn't, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm like begging. I'm like, please steal his idol. Steal it, please. I like, it's gonna be so good because they don't know she has. Oh my god. Can you imagine the look on their faces when she gets up and like, Jeff, and they're like, what? And she's like, knowledge is power. Rizzo, idol. And he always has it on in his fucking pocket. He always got it because they're gonna be like, I have my idol. I have my idol. I have my idol. So whoop. You can't 42 it and then leave the idol back at camp. Your thing at back at camp and be like, I don't got it. Nope. That's why she can't tell anybody. She's gotta snatch that shit. Honestly, even if they're not even trying to get them out next episode, I think she should just take it. Just take it before Final 5. Because then he can't play it, because otherwise he's just gonna auto-play it at 5 and move on to Final 4 firemaking. Or not firemaking, but Final 4. So just take it. Sophi, take it. She just take it next episode. Or take it before... I don't know. Take it sooner rather than later. That's my personal opinion. Okay, I'm done. That is all I got for today. Let me know all your thoughts below. Do you think getting Sophi out, Yellow Sophi out was the better move, or are they dumb and should have gotten out Savannah? They're dumb and should have gotten out Savannah. Who do you think? I don't know. How do you think this is gonna go? How do you think is Sophi gonna steal that idol? Are they gonna use the block vote to get Savannah or Rizzo out? Are Savannah and Rizzo just gonna curb stomp these people to the end? Let me know. Let me know. Now, leave a like as well. Subscribe if you want. Now, let's throw it back to the beginning when I was like, been a hot minute. I know. Didn't post anything for Survivor episodes 9 or 10 or Amazing Race 9 or 10. It's been a rough few weeks. Plus, like, holidays, there was, like, work events. My brain was like, shut down. Wasn't feeling the best. So, I was like, I could try to push these out, but they're not going to be that great, because I don't feel that great, and I am not in the mindset. So, I just let them go to the wind. There they went. But don't worry, we'll be rounding out and finishing up the seasons as well. And we do have some upcoming shows for January, scheduled to be finalized soon. But you can definitely look forward to the Traitors and Traitors US Season 4. Sorry, didn't specify. Think you know what I mean, though. And our first, Guns and Glory was kind of the first scripted show. But the first actual scripted show of the channel, The Pitt Season 2, which ironically comes out the same day as the Traitors. I'm like, perfect. They both air on Thursdays at 9 p.m. Fabulous. Great Thursday for me. So, look forward to that. I am very, very excited about both. I mean, honestly, the Traitors is the Traitors. I'm loving it. I was just watching Traitors UK last week. Phenomenal. And this cast, I'm very excited about this cast as well. I mean, we got Rob Cesternino, we got Ian Terry, Tiffany Mitchell. They have Eric Nam. Where did they find Eric Nam? As a K-pop fan of 11 years, can you tell Eric Nam being on there is... I don't even know where to begin with that one. But we'll get into that maybe when we do a cast video. Cast video, maybe? Look out for that around the holiday season. But yeah, it's like so insane to me. I'm gonna look at the Traitors and it's like Rob Cesternino, Ian Terry, Lisa Rinna, Monet Exchange, and Eric Nam on my screen. I'm gonna be like, what is happening? Am I on drugs? Crazy. And the Pitt. I love the Pitt. I love the Pitt. I'm so excited for season 2. I love when TV shows are like, what if we give you 15 full episodes, weekly release, and back-to-back years? We don't have to wait 8 years for the next season. It's just coming out a year later. A miracle. A true miracle. That I will take happily and appreciate so deeply. So yeah, that is what our main schedule is going to be looking like. I'm still figuring it out. The dates, because obviously they are on the same day because they hate me. So, gotta work that out. And yeah, we might sprinkle little things here or there. We'll see. So, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I truly, deeply, really appreciate it so much. That is all I have for today, and I will see you all Friday for real this time. I know we're late again. I did have a work event on Friday. That's my bad. But this Friday for episode 12 of Survivor. I started my sentence too early. Wrong show. I meant to say as well, coming up tomorrow, The Amazing Race episode 11. Just in time for Wednesday when it airs, Sunday when the episode video will be posted, for The Amazing Race 38 finale. We're wrapping it up. Thank God. Wrapping it up. So that is all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!